Alright guys, we are back already. It's going to be Legion facing off against Team Eager once again in game number 2 of this best of 3 matchup of the finals for the North American Challenger Cup week number 4. I might have said 3 before. I don't know, whatever. We're on some week of the North American Challenger Cup, Hindu.
It's 4. It's week 4. The first week went to Legion. The second week went to Eager. The third week went to Eager. The fourth week, well, it's either Legion or Eager, but at the moment Eager with the small advantage. Legion, first pick, first ban. Eager have the second pick. And at the moment, Sir Ket taken off the table and Sylvanas.
The Sylvanas pick I'm a little surprised about. With all those grabs Aurora's managed to make, they're betting it out themselves. They might be looking for something else with Geb getting counterbanned as well. Someone could look for Athena, potentially. She didn't get banned out. Will Pain Deviant lock that in? He played it last game. Will he look for it again?
Well, yeah, not going to be surprised to see Athena locked in. I think Eager is starting to realize that they're scared of Sylvanas more than they are of an Athena. And they're constantly banning that one away. They don't want to have to deal with the push power that's going to be going on in the lane from a Sylvanas lane. So doing that is what they're looking to do. They give up Athena for it, though. And once again, they're hovering over Batz.
Derek, last game, like you said, if we got to choose an MVP for that game, and that game alone, Derek would definitely be up there, setting up those plays. The lockdown combos we saw a couple times, those Fear No Evils combined with the Hades Pillar of Agni were just beautiful to watch. They're hovering over Thor as well. That's a little bit interesting. If both these get locked in, it's actually going to be probably Anatoly playing the Batz over in the solo lane with Thor in the jungle. Thor, it's fun to play him in the solo lane. I've messed around with it a little bit in some of the matchup days where you have infinite mana. It's hilarious, but he just does not have the mana pool to lane, even with the mana buff and a Bluestone Pendant. His mana pool is just dry in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's more than likely going to be Batz in the solo, but not 100% guaranteed. Could be support for. You never know where it's going to go. Legion, though, going to be choosing their AD carry at the moment. They're hovering over Cupid here. They went at Muzenkarb last game, and I don't think Muzenkarb had a terrible game, in all fairness. No. I just think the team as a whole just made a couple of little errors, and it just allowed Eager back into it. But they're hovering Cupid this time around. It's going to be a Cupid lock, along with Nemesis.
Nemesis over in the jungle. There's potential for solo lane, but I'd expect it to be in the jungle more likely than not. This also is a little bit of an interesting setup. Lassus did play a lot of Zhang Kui back, a week or two ago. So this is kind of like, we don't want that coming out. We'll go the Nemesis pick, decent in the jungle. Also kind of says you don't really want to go for Zhang Kui. And with that Isis lock-in now coming out by Team Eager, that's going to be getting played by Lassus more likely than not this time, taking that one away from Aduro. They might just look to switch it up, but Agni just got banned out, which means we're not going to see that kind of counter matchup. Yeah,
that's exactly why they picked Isis now, because you can take away the matchup that's one of the biggest threats to it, which is Agni in the later stages. So Isis can be very useful for this team. Lots and lots of circles coming out from Team Eager this time round. Zapman's current choice right now, will he pick up for himself or will he look for the support? At the moment, he's hovering over Ymir. Not a surprise to see that, because Geb's been banned away, Sylvanas off the table. Only really Bacchus and Ymir are the top 2 contended that you'll more than likely see. And that's the first time I think we're going to see Aurora playing Ymir, which we've not really seen much of.
As Panda Cat is playing with the hovers, we're not going to try to switch through these as quickly as he's spamming through all the gods right now. Vamana does get locked in, so that's a certainty. They're looking at Nuwa. I would have loved the Anubis pick, but that one, yeah, unfortunately. Switching over to Poseidon now as well. Make up your mind, Panda Cat.
It's probably going to be Poseidon in all honesty, because it works so well with Pain Deviant's taunts, and the slows from Nemesis just sets up for the full wombo of a Kraken. Plus Ymir, very immobile, is an easy pick for a Poseidon to be able to try and pick up that one. And Eager back over to them for the last pick. They still need a Hunter here, supposedly. But at the moment, they're hovering over Kumbhakarna. That's interesting.
There are some interesting alternative AD carry roles. I don't think Kumbhakarna is one of them. And it's not.
I mean, if they went Kumbhakarna, it could have been Kumbhakarna solo, and and Batz could have been played by Zapman, is what I was thinking. But they're going to lock in the Neith there for Zapman. Neith, once again, on the cards for his team. A lot of CC available for Eager in this game right now. Fear No Evil, Spirit Balls, Silences, Thor Walls, Neith Whirlweavers, as well as Ymir Freezes and Walls. A lot of issues for Legion to try and deal with this one. I expect some Wing Ones will come out in this game.
Well, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's kind of, this game screams it. Does everybody? I think pretty much everybody has a slow. So it will be like one of those, we get health, we get cooldown reduction, we get that slow protection off the passive every now and again. So it could work out pretty well for those guys. They do have to worry, though. Some of the words are hard, initiation coming out from Aurora potentially, and Ymir can set up a lot of big plays. I believe it's on EU scene, Flurry Q is big on those early rotations. He makes it look like he's going for those back harpies, but instead looks to gank the mid lane. So you don't know early on when you don't have wards defensively on your own side of the jungle. It's like, is he going for back harpies, or is he going to try a gank on the mid lane? Either way, you force the mid laner to pull back to the tower a bit, play a little bit more defensively. So I'm expecting big things coming out of that Ymir, but he has to look for some big early plays coming out. Otherwise, late game, he's still very good at displacing and appealing and running that crowd control. But Athena late game, with the Defender of Olympus, extra protections, the taunts and stuff like that, is going to slightly outscale, I feel, a little bit later into the game.
Well, week 4 of the NA Challenger scene is underway in the finals here. Game 1 went to Eager. Can Eager close it out for Game 2 and take top spot in the NA Challenger scene? Or can Legion hold on? Find out after the break.
Really wish the music would actually cooperate with me, but that said, we're on to game number 2 of the Legion versus Team Eager finals for the Week 4 North American Challenger Cup. I'm Zidon, here with Hindu Man. Going through this matchup, game 1 was a pretty close one until Eager eventually found that little window of opportunity, jumped straight on through it, and rolled away with the rest of the game. Going to game 2, we'll see if Legion are going to be able to respond to that and kind of, put us to an ace match.
A poke damage from Vamana there, catching Vamana in his jungle, trying to ward over the wall. Doesn't actually manage to drop the ward though, and Anatoly knows this right now. So he's just trying to defend the defensive ward, end up coming out from well played instead on the Vamana. And just one deep ward over on the left-hand side at the left-hand harpies for Legion down as well. So Legion opted to go first again after losing that last game. I don't think will they make the same mistakes as the last game? I doubt it. I mean, they had an advantage. They were technically behind throughout. It was just the golf views that really kept them in it. And the pressure that they had on Zapman. But this time, Zapman got with something safer. But I like this strategy. Look at this. We're going to see an invade.
Panicat's looking in that general direction, though they're about to spot these guys out. And did they see? You see the pings coming out. They now have spotted it out. Unfortunately, the way they came through.
That's the question.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? He's going to do back harpies, which is very smart.
Doro.
But Doro still gets caught. Doro, please! Doro! You were supposed to be the chosen Kraken man, and instead you walk up and get caught by the 3. The amount of CC those 3 have is enough to make them pay. Now they're going to lose red buff, and they're probably going to lose purple as well. Lassie's going to stick with them. He doesn't have to worry just yet about Doro getting to lane, because he's not going to be there to lose an experience. So Lassie's getting a good experience lead off this too, and a big denial to Legion.
Yeah, Dare to Care, or excuse me, Wiggles did rotate over to man that mid lane, get some experience back in their pocket, but doesn't mean well played is going to be on his own here for the initial laning phase. But Dare to Care immediately looking for the rotation in mid lane. They could potentially look for something here. What did he go for his second ability? He's just looking for wave clear. Is he going to look for that gank? He does just have the Hammer and Berserker Barrage, but he's just going to look for a little bit of wave clear.
Aside, big fight going on. Zapman's in a lot of trouble over here. He's dropped very low, but he's still trying to trade back. Took a lot of damage from the heart bombs there. Got us dropped low, but he's still fine. Mid lane, still going aggressive though. Not going to find anything just yet. They're still level 1. Left side, they're still going deep onto Zapman, who backflips away. But here comes a rotation from Thor as well. So you might see a disengage from Legion if they can make it out in time.
Yeah, he's looking for a double tap. Does connect to Pain to Beyond. Berserker Barrage comes down as well. They're not going to be able to lock him down. He will make it back to safety of his tower in time. They're not going to find that kill, but again, going to force those health potions getting used quite early. Pain to Beyond still only 2 in reserves, while Aurora has 3 health potions plus those 2 multi-pots. But the jungler's still hanging around. Pain to Beyond gets caught by the Frostbreath. Damage coming in. Second kill in the game. Going to Dare to Care. Looking for one more onto Wiggles. The Frost Wall will be good. Can they confirm this lockdown and a kill? Shards, Glacier Strike, not going to find it. Double
no
tap.
breath available right now. So they're not going to get it for more than that. But they do find the second kill to Eager right now. They've accelerated themselves so much because their whole jungle is still available on this left-hand side of the map. Didn't get started. So she's going to accelerate them further into this game. And at the moment, it's going to be a rougher Legion to get themselves back in. They have to weather this storm now. Whether they experience, they'd probably give up mid-camps. Just make sure they ward up Goal Fury and just play safe for the time being.
Indeed. I mean, right now, Eager are looking to immediately out of the gates put pressure everywhere across this map. They're cleaning up some of their jungle buffs. They have that damage buff still to go back onto Lassus. They have a fresh attack speed buff for Zapman. Those buffs are going to be online pretty much until they respawn. And if last game is anything to indicate how they're going to play this one, as soon as those buffs respawn on the left-hand side, Eager are probably going to be over there looking to steal them again. Fear No Evil being used for wave clear, a little unusual, but I guess effective in that regard. Drum that down. He's going to be looking to head back to base here in the near future. He can't really kill, Batz can't really kill Vamana. I mean, at this point, it's not going to be happening.
No, not than very stretched the imagination during these early stages, but well played will be level 5. They'll be looking towards him for the most part, as the rest of the team a little bit behind at the moment. Nemesis only level 4. Meanwhile, Thor is hit level 4 right now, should be closer to level 5. Mid-camps spawn on the right. But Eager's here to try and contest. Not going to find him though, but both hogs wasted by Legion to secure those. Left-hand side though, Payne's in trouble.
He is just barely alive. Circle Protection did not clip him for any damage. Wing Gust looked to go. Lasses might find this one. Gonna drop that down. Looks to open some auto attacks. The Wiggles coming out. Spirit Ball will be good. The Frost Wall coming back up. Unfortunately, that vector of escape was completely and utterly cut off by Ymir right there. Team Eager finding left side Harpy Camp. Legion got the right side, but they got that pick on the Pain to Beyond early on. Gold lead is just
on the back. Aurora's going to try and gank in mid lane. The wall double tap only doesn't hit with the single tap, but now the freeze onto Adora is going to put him into a lot of trouble here. Kraken doesn't really do much damage to Aurora, but the explosion! I go boom, says Aurora, and destroys Adora again in the mid lane. 4-0.
And right now, they're still staying grouped up here. Mana bars are getting low. This could be a little bit of a reprieve for Legion right now. It's already a 2,500 gold lead going in favor of Eager, and they are looking to apply the pressure anywhere they possibly can. We'll see here in a moment. They're heading back to base. If they do so right now, this could be an opportunity for Legion to pick up their own damage, pick up their own jungle buffs, and look to kind of start regrouping, getting things back together, and look to figure out a way to turn this game back around. But they went back early enough. Team Eager may be back across the map in time to look for more jungle invades here in just a moment.
Big differences on the left-hand side as well. Zapman already level 6, about to hit level 7 off this wave, so he's got a 2-level lead at the moment over Panda Cat, plus he's already started with Devour's Gauntlets already. So the Hunters come online a little bit quicker. Keep an eye out for those World Weavers, they will be shooting out. The red buff on the left-hand side is available right now for them to try and steal away, but they're across the wrong side of the map now, so maybe Legion can find that for themselves if they know it's available.
Yeah, Wiggles right side of the jungle, as is Poseidon right now. There are no wards to spot this one out, but there is a bit of rotation coming towards his left side. They are going to look for this invade right now. They're going for that attack speed buff. Pain to Beyond immediately going to be forced to run away. The root there was briefly applied from who the hell is that? Zapman! Names are hard, like the words. They got the attack speed buff. They're looking for the damage buff, and yeah, I mean, the Nemesis is rotating back over.
It's like a 4-man goon squad. 4-man goon squad just roaming the jungle as a pack. Good talk from Pain to Beyond into a big Kraken though. Turns the damage around. Lasses is already dead. Aurora channels his ultimate. Freeze onto Wiggles. Wiggles might go out back in trade here. Panic on the backside. Gonna find a kill though onto Aurora. Meanwhile, even in the jungle, Dirty Cat does find another kill. And a bit of a messy engagement. It's a 2-for-2 with the bus going down, but here comes well played. Can they find Zap?
They're looking for it. Whirlpool means he's not going anywhere. Shuttle Search coming across from Poseidon to clean that kill up. It was overall a 2-for-3 going in favor of Legion. Here comes Athena, Wrath of the Gods in hand. They want this Gold Fury now as well. They got the buffs. Until that Zapman kill, it was kind of an even trade, slightly in favor of Eager, but with the Gold Fury now being just completely shredded apart, Legion once again keeping that gold lead even. It's down to 200 in favor of Eager. They are once again pulling things back towards even. But
they're doing good work.
Yeah.
Yep, they're doing good work. Once again, they're trying to do the best to keep themselves in contention in this game. That's relieved so much pressure on them right now from the snowball that was starting to happen for Eager. Mid-camps have spawned though in a second. Sorry, mid-camps will spawn any second now, and Eager already in position for both of those. So Experience and Gold continuing to swing back into Eager's favor once again, but not by as much as it once was.
No. That seems to be Team Eager's problem in these two games we've seen so far. They win these fights, they put so much pressure across the map, and then when the Gold Fury's up, it's like, we're going to lose a team fight, and the other team gets the Gold Fury. And it's going to happen again, and it's going to happen again. And this is, I think, the 4th time that's happened so far in these two games. Eager, if they could kind of work on that and not get caught out when the Gold Fury is available and give up a free Gold Fury, essentially, Eager would be running away with these games. So Legion are doing a good job of finding those little opportunities when they need them just to keep themselves in it. Going forward, they're looking for some counter invades right now. If they can find something to answer back, this could be big. Purple's reset. Good taunt.
The purple taunt onto Aurora. Aurora's in a lot of trouble. He's a cracker to the face. Dirty in the sky, going to dunk down. They'll find Pain to Beyond, who's going to get womboed back in response to the live, though. Circle of Protection secures it with Lasses. And now you see the disengage happen. Purple buff still alive. A 1-for-1 support for support. But Legion want more.
Yeah, they're still hanging around. They want this buff. They're going to force the fight over this one. Wiggles is a little low. Spirit Ball connects onto Adora. Derricker is low as well. Adora got caught double tap for a huge chunk of his health. It looks like they want this kill. Well played. Finds the kill to Derricker. Looking for Zapman as well. Heart Bomb connected. Will it be enough? Not quite. He's going to be able to survive this one as once again Legion are looking for this buff. Here comes Athena looking to find his kill for his Lasses.
Lasses is trying to find a kill in response. Zapman does get one. Pain to Beyond secures Lasses with the Defender of Olympus. Aurora's back, but can they make anything happen from this one? Meanwhile, in the right lane, Tolly's going to be able to free farm a little bit while Well Played is over here on that big rotation and put a little bit of pressure down onto that tier 1 tower. Not much though. He's going to end up rotating mid lane to support that lane. Actually, a deep ward. He may try and look to steal some jungle, which isn't available just yet.
Nope, they'll be respawning in just about 45 seconds to a minute, depending on the buff itself. So a little bit of a slowdown once again. Right now, Team Eager have a very, very small lead. Actually, it's not even a lead right now. It's wave to wave. Whoever has the lead experience slightly in their favor on the back of those 2 extra kills. But right now, Eager need to start, like I said, need to start looking how they can secure these fights and turn those into objectives. Because right now, you know, its second set of jungle invades backfired on them and turned them into a Gold Fury in favor of Legion. So what do they look to do? Is it just a matter of, you know, wait for the Gold Fury and group up for that, or, you know, just look for picks? I mean, what do they even need to look to do? Or, you know, just keep doing what they're doing, because eventually they'll, you know, just get lucky and start rolling away with that snowball.
Yeah, I mean, is potentially the snowball could continue to happen. I mean, Eager's still up 2 kills from the early game, still up in experience. You can see totally trading with Wiggles in the jungle a little bit there. Bit of backwards and forwards. Wiggles came off a little bit worse for wear, but Dertica trying to invade on the speed. Oh my god, that damage on Dertica onto Adoro was monstrous. Half his HP from the double tap. That was no spin to win. Actually activate there, but speed is available, and Lassus is here now as well to try and secure this one with a roar. Dertica's gone up. Where are they going to dunk?
Well played. Not going to find the stun off of that one. They're going to look for the speed buff once again, take the objectives away from the enemy team, and look to turn that into a bigger lead later on, using the hammer to teleport back over the wall. Painavion looking for the taunt on the roar, but nobody is nearby to follow up on this one. Painavion now in a bad spot, the frost wall down, but fortunately for him, nobody on Eager was in position to capitalize on that either. So basically a little bit of a slap fight in the middle of the jungle from Sports, but Aurora, they're looking to dump everything on him right now and find a kill.
Again. He's going to get exploded by Adoro before defending Olympus even dunked down, but Dertica trades it back onto Wiggles very, very quickly. Well played though, with the help of Painavion trying to find Lassus. The taunt does not connect, so he's going to live for now. Mid camp's available, left hand ones are up here. Zatman's going to try and contest these, don't he? So watch himself, there's 3 members, but it's 3 members on half health and not much mana.
Yeah, Bless is rotating around. He's very low. Dora going to get brought down. One more from Dertica. Can he find the hit? And totally with the Fear No Evil will secure that particular kill. There's the World Weaver finding a little bit of a stun. Dertica finds the kill into well played. With Gold Fury going to be up here in just a moment. Respawn should be in time for Legion to get back in position and contest it. But it will be both mid-Harpies going away with Team Eager yet again.
Now fights. Not good fights for Legion again. I mean, now the Gold Lead once again going into Eager's favor. Back to factory settings of Eager with this early lead because of that early invasion. The Gold Fury threw it off for a moment, but now the Gold Fury is respawning. If Eager gets this one, they're going to accelerate themselves further. Zap's a little bit overextended here. He's going to eat, has to be forced to beads there to be able to backflip away, but eats a heart bomb as well. Blinking from a roar. Oh, and he got him during the flutter. Eat the hearts, Panda. Juke the hearts. Nope, he's going to go down. Painavion's coming round though, as is Wiggles. Can Wiggles pick up the kill on Zap?
Backflip is back up. Can he use it in time? He's going to get away from Wingless, but there's a Swift Vengeance coming. Good wall from Aurora. Is it going to be enough? Frost Breath as well coming in.
God.
Stopping that chase. Painavion's trying to get in range. The taunt. Will it be up and available? Shield wall. The reach. The pass of the taunt. Painavion just going to secure that kill. Diving in the tower, but Lass is here to turn this one back around. Was that one worth an Hindu?
I don't think it was.
But that's
meanwhile, Aurora is barely going to live with no HP as Dertica comes in to give pressure back onto Adoro. Adoro's going to go down to the Toli rotation as well. Well played, was trying to chase through the jungle onto Aurora. Not going to find it. Gold Fury, though, is available, but Aurora needs to be very, very careful with this amount of HP he's got, because if Well Played comes in here and it's an umbrella rank, that's lights out.
Indeed, he's in the middle of the Circle Protection drop down. They look to burst us down from Big Health. Well played up in the middle, trying to keep Aurora from getting to this one. Circle Protection can be used to burst it. This could come down to a hog off right now. Team Eager will secure that one. Didn't need Aurora for that, but here's Athena coming in. World Weaver onto Well Played. That big baby form lasted a very long time. They're trying to retreat, trying to make the withdrawal. They found Dertica. Beads forced out. That's about all Legion can be able to find from that one. Eager finally finding themselves an early Gold Fury, plus a couple kills. Their gold lead just shut up to 3,500.
That whole fight started with Panda Cat versus Zapman in a 1v1 duel that turned into a 2v1 in favor of Eager, that turned into a 3v2 in favor of Legion, that turned into a 3v3, that turned into a 5v2, that turned into a 4v. Oh, it went on forever across the whole map. Aurora played that so well. He saved Zapman's life with the wall. Zapman turned himself and actually got a very, very good, very important root off that saved him as well. Painavion dives deep to secure Zapman's life, but also ends his own in the process. And Aurora nearly killed Nemesis 1v1, which is really, really impressive. And then finally, Dertica, who went to the sky and got a kill. He's up there again.
Thor's up, found a Dora. Double tap about to come in. Not going to find that one. Dertica's on spot trouble. Kraken comes out. Dora finds that kill. Meanwhile, the fight's still going on. Wiggle's going to use that Swift Vengeance to escape from the fight. Looks like Legion found themselves a pick, but unfortunately, they're not in a position to turn that into anything else. So a small little gain for them. They need to look for these things to even out the gold count, but Eager going to hold on to that lead, at least for the time being.
for the time being. I mean, the lead at the moment is still stretching in favor of Eager. Experience came back a little bit there, but Gold is still very currently 3,500 lead. The experience is what's important, though. Check out the experience between the two, because there's a 2-level lead in the solo lane, let alone anywhere else in the solo lane. Well played's doing a lot of rotations that are not paying off for him, and he's giving totally a lot of free farm over here on this Batz, who's got that Transcendent stacking. He's also working on Jotuns next, and when he gets into crit, that monkey's gonna hurt.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a different playstyle. Last game, Anatoly was involved. I think he had like 17 assists. He was involved with most of the kills. Oh, Pain to Beyond getting caught up by the right side. Harpy Camp, Berserker Barrage coming down. Preemptive Strike not going to get out. Double tap doesn't connect, but he's looking to secure this kill. Anvil Dawn up in there. They want to bring down the support. Lasses will clean that one up. They can look to engage with somebody else. Who are they going to look for right now? Wiggles in a bad spot, so is Well Played not going to find that stun. Well Played going to use the clear the path to escape, but
and the wall again is going to catch Wiggles out of position, has to dash away, but he's going to dash straight into a Zapman who's diving the tower looking for a Doro, has to back and flip away. Panda Cat's on his way round. Aurora's still diving. There's the Fields of Love. Panda Cat's trying to make someone pay for this one, but eats a Spirit Ball to the face. Heart Bomb onto Zapman. The trade between the two is close, but Zap might live. He will live for the most part. Meanwhile, on the backside, totally just find a kill, but Well Played secures Dare to Care. The tier 2 towers down. Spirit Ball connects with Well Played. 4 members of Eager still standing strong. 3 remain of Legion for the moment. They're trying to pressure mid now.
Well Played's playing risky game. Going to be providing that assistance from Athena here in a second. Big Baby coming out, looking to make sure that mid tower does not fall anytime soon right now. Just with Athena arriving to save the day, that will buy them time, but 2 ultimates down for this. A good taunt, found 3 members. Do they have the follow-up damage to come out? Tower shot! Gets the kill for Well Played, but immediately Lasses answers back with the kill to Pain to Beyond. 1 for 1, but they save the tower. Holding on to any objective they possibly can is probably a good thing in the long run for Legion, because right now they are definitely against the ropes as Team Eager are looking to find more and more objectives as they find these picks time and time again. And for now, Gold Fury is going to be up in about 90 more seconds. Legion need to look for what they found so many times so far in this matchup in those little picks that they can then inevitably turn into a Gold Fury pickup immediately. That would slingshot themselves back more or less towards even. Looking at the gold right now, it is about 4.3k in favor of Eager. A Gold Fury plus a kill or 2 would definitely be what Legion need to get themselves back towards even in this matchup. They're going to pick up some jungle buffs for now, and kind of just look to regroup, more or less, for that Gold Fury here in about a minute. Some buffs, maybe a little bit of farm, but probably going to be a bit of nothing for a little bit here.
It's gonna be like 2 Gold Furies to get Legion back into this again now. I mean, you can see by the deficit where the jump happened with the last Gold Fury that Eager managed to get themselves. They're gonna need to find 2. Zapman pressuring Panda Cat in this left-hand lane here. Poison Pressure needs to be careful about a rotation coming out. Notices on the wall placement, but meanwhile Lasses in the jungle going to find a Doro again. The trade between the 2. Will Weaver comes out from Zapman. Detekez in the sky, going to duck down on the backside. Not going to find it, but the spin will find him. There's a Kraken, but immune was good from Detekez with the bees to try and get out as much as damage as possible. He's still going to get collapsed on the backside as Zapman comes around to secure Pain to Beyond, and Giga still grouped as 5, surrounded by Well Played.
Good wall, stopping Wiggles from getting in as to help them out. They have no damage. Well Played really cannot be killed. You can see them not even attacking at the moment. They don't want to extend that Colossal Fury. The damage coming out. Wiggles had no chance in the middle of that fight. Well Played using that clear path, trying to run away. Panic is trying to do what he can, but the fight is now just a 2v5 setup. The Gold Fury is respawning in 10 seconds. The mid tower is now in the sights of Team Eager. That mini wave is approaching. This tower is not long for this world, and I expect it's going to rotate immediately on over for that Gold Fury as soon as that tower does fall.
Yes, how it does fall, and Panda Cat's going to have to back away. Left harpies do go down to Aurora and Zapman. Ryan was due to spawn soon. Just spawned as I say that, and Gold Fury still available. Will Aurora start it up now, or will he wait for his team? He's going to drop a sentry, clear that one out. Panda Cat's going to rotate over, find out they're not doing it just yet, but it's starting to snowball a little bit much right now for the boys of Legion. They need to try and make something happen, and they're trying to rush this Gold Fury here, but they know Aurora's watching, and it's going to be a risky one to try and get involved and do, but they're still trying to rush it again. Panda Cat's doing what he did last game with this AMC. I don't think it's worthwhile, though. I don't think they feel strong enough to do it, and they finally back away.
Yeah, I think they were hoping that Team Eager would kind of go in, try to force them off it, just like say, like, I'm here, go away, and try to catch somebody out. But unfortunately, they weren't taking that bait. They had full vision of what was going on over there. There's no wards in hand for Legion right now.
Try to catch Pain.
Yeah,
they're going to catch him with the wall, but nobody else turned there. Detekez just backed away at the wrong time. They didn't expect Rod to find it, but what they will do is manage to start off the Gold Fury now, and Pain Divion's going to have to come back in here. Tolly's on zoning duty, so is Lasses. Keep an eye on those two. They'll be trying to zone out, but Big Baby used by Well Played very intelligently to try and close the gap. Eager get the Gold Fury, and Pain Divion is caught in a bad spot.
He is. Thor's up in the air as well, looking for something in the backside of the fight. Someone is caught out right now. Derek just barely able. Oh, Derek barely able to 1v3, and he came at that with full health bar. Pain to Beyond, Defender Olympusing out of that one. Right now, Eager are trying to find a pick if they possibly can. Zatman trying to find the route. Will find that to well played. Big Baby is, of course, down already. He used that trying to zone out the gold fear. Wiggles caught out. Retribution Shield on the double tap will buy him time. Good wall trying to block him in. They can't find the lockdown. They're looking for a Spirit Ball. Will not connect over the wall. It looks like Legion will escape all their lives intact, but Eager came out with another Gold Fury. They're looking for the counter engage.
They did regress though. Looking, trying to find Desicate. Desicate's going to go down. Now Zatman doesn't find the route. Aurora hanging around the front line looking for a Paydavion with a taunt available. Is he going to be able to go for something here? He's going to look for Lasses. Wait for his team. There's the taunt. But the freeze was huge from Aurora into the channeled eye. Go boom! Adoro goes down. Zatman eats a crack into the mush though, but he's still going to be fine for now. Totally on the front lines doing some work. Wiggles, the shield was good, but can they find another kill?
They're looking for Pain to Beyond, trying to draw everybody off the remaining members of his team. Zatman, though, 1v3, looking for kills to clean up right now. He's not going to look for that backflip combo off the Broken Weave. Anatoly finds Pain to Beyond over in the mid lane. Zatman just trying to farm up some back harpies here, still those away. Panicat forced to flutter back out of that engagement. Right now, Team Eager about to turn this into a tier 2, plus that Gold Fury. Gold right now going to be sitting about 9,000 in their favor with that tower being picked up. And they are immediately turning the rotate over. They have minions at the right side tower as well. Team Eager are starting to get that snowball rolling, to say the least.
Well, Surrender Vote just began for Legion there by looks of it. Well played, Eaton Poke in the mid lane once again. And getting chucked to half health already. Going to have to go back to base soon. More than likely to contest this Fire Giant. At the moment, the boys of Eager in a very, very good position for themselves right now. Looking to see where the blue buff is. Aurora on this right-hand side, put the pressure on. But Wiggles trying to re-aggress again. Needs to watch himself here because the 3 members of Eager are very much able to continue fine if they so choose. The problem is for Legion right now, they're up against it. They may lose their #1 spot in the NA Challenger scene this week to Eager, who have found themselves on winning ways for the past 2 weeks, potentially the 3rd.
Yep, and with that, that will propel them into first seed overall for the North American Challenge Cup if they find the victory today. They'll be just slightly ahead of Legion. I believe someone said in chat earlier, 30 seed points ahead. So that'll even things out. It's still anybody's game for first place. There's cash prize on the line for the overall Challenger Cup, guys. So this is not just down to first and second place, get a seat in the summer SPL. It's going to be some cash on the line for these guys. So they want to win. They want to get that extra money in their pockets. A little bit of grouping. Derek up in the air once again. They want this fight. Pain to Beyond gets caught. TikTok Rift.
TikTok Rift does go down. Pain still alive for a moment, but the double tap secures it for Dertica. Now Wiggles is running. Going to have to dash out soon using the shield to heal first. But there is a good Kraken coming out from Rodoro. Not going to be enough to kill anyone though. And Vamana tries to skirt the edges of the battlefield. Evil does secure Wiggles. And the Fields of Love not going to do enough to kill anyone. But Aurora's channeling that ultimate once again in the mid lane. Onto Wellplay, trying to force out the Big Baby, which finally does, but he's too little too late for him. He's going to fall down. And 5 members of Eager still standing, but they look for the Phoenix and the Fire Giant.
Yep, they are beelining over there. They could possibly tank up the right side tower, but the Fire Giant right now is that big, juicy objective that they're heading straight on over for. Nope. Nope. Maybe. Panic.
Bait, pick up on it. Oh, he misses the freeze. Oh, no! He's about to be the chosen one. But he does manage to force out the Athena roll bit, so it wasn't so bad all in all. That's not too bad. Now they're going to be able to make sure that they can't just rotate in. Athena literally has to charge in with Preemptive Strike to steal this one. They'll know that, and they should be trying to defend against it. Circular Protection down, trying to heal up. Pain to Beyond's here, though. Torn into a wall. They're trying to burst him before he drops. That's a very good decision from them. Pain to Beyond goes down. So does the Fire Giant, and Deadska's in the sky.
He is. He could possibly look for Panic. He's going to be able to flutter back out to safety. Mid-Harpies will be the target of that Thor ultimate. Pain to Beyond, unfortunately, he went in for the steal. He went in about the right time. Unfortunately, got completely and utterly body blocked against the wall and just never even got a chance to get remotely close to that Fire Giant. So Fire Giant belt will be on all 5 members of... They're trolling each other in mid lane. Aurora interrupting Zatman's back.
That's what they do. Tactical interruptions, that's what it was. But at the moment you can see the player damage now. Zatman top of the charts. 20,000 damage done by Zatman, 16,000 by Lasses, 15,000 by Dare to Care in the jungle as well. And then when you look at the enemy team, that's where you see 13,000, 12,000 on Adoro and Panda Cat respectively. They're all grouping up on the left-hand side now. Ego once again going to try and push down the remaining Tier 1 and Tier 2 towers in this left lane. Try and expose this Phoenix, look for a fight. Rinse repeat of last game is the situation right now for Eager. Can they make it happen again?
Yeah, Pendyvan has to be careful. He has been caught out many, many times so far by those walls and frostbite from Aurora. Tier 1 tower would be, I think, foolish at this point to even think of defending. Tier 2, they might consider it, maybe just trying to delay, buy a little bit of extra time for this Fire Giant buff to fall off, but it's pretty much exactly what we saw last game. They got that Fire Giant buff, they got the Tier 1, they got the Tier 2, look for the fight at the Phoenix and turn that into a victory, and right now, we might see a repeat of that. Tier 2 not going to be defended. This could be the fight that potentially ends the game and possibly the series overall.
Keep it on Kraken. Keep an eye on Talk Kraken, that's what's important here. But there's 3 Medjais on the side. Sorry, it's 2 Medjais on the side of the boys of Eager. And the taunt has to be very good from Pain de Vion, and Adoro's Kraken has to be absolutely crisp and perfect for them to stand a chance. This is the fight that will decide whether Eager will move on into first spot. The minions pushing on. Keep an eye on Aurora as well. When he go for the blink freeze, it's potential.
Yeah, there's a wall coming down from Thor. They're trying to catch anybody out they possibly can right now. They have to be careful not to use too much. That could be a window for Legion to go forward into this fight. Well played, gets caught by the Spirit Ball. A little bit of damage, is still not ready to commit. There's the Fields of Love drop down. Thor up in the air. Anvil of Dawn coming down. Gonna find Pain to Beyond the wall. They're looking to close this out. Daredevil getting very low though. Will he be the first kill of this fight? He will. Legion have the power play.
Aurora's currently attacking up the Phoenix and dealing with the members too, freezing them out. He's going to go down as well. There's a panic attack. Meanwhile, on the backside, Vamana drops to Anatoly. It's a 3v4 scenario. Eager still trying to assault this, but the health bars for Legion are a little bit healthy right now. They can keep rotating back to base. Pain de Vion, and the Kraken is still available for Adoro.
It is. They could look for the counter. Pain de Vion once again out in the front line. They're trying to keep this Phoenix alive. The health bar is dropping quite quickly, though. Pain de Vion caught out. Panic Cat finds Zatman. That's most of the damage gone. Anatoly gets Pain de Vion. The Phoenix still holds on. Adoro gets the Kraken kill to Anatoly. It's one member left standing. Lassus getting focused right now. The slow is applied. He is not going to be getting out of this one. The Phoenix will hold. Legion mount the defense they needed to mount. And the Fire Giant Curse once again reared its head. A team got it. And then kind of took a pretty big misstep.
But they only hold. They only hold for the moment, to Legion. This does not change the game at the moment. Eager is still in control of it. Check the experience in gold. 16,000 experience, 10,000 gold lead. What's available for them to do in the jungle right now, Zidane? Nothing. Fire Giant's down. Gold Fury's down. Fine, take your jungle camps. Take the mid-harpies. It's not going to make that big of a difference just yet. They're not going to be able to push these lanes out enough to be able to take down a tower either, because the respawn timers, at the moment you can see everyone's going to be back online. The staggered deaths means that Eager are still in control of this game. They're just going to have to find a pick before they can siege the Phoenix again. Maybe they'll just try and pressure the tier 2 tower in right lane. That's all they can really do for the time being. Fire Giant, in a minute's time, that's what we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I think the most important thing, Legion bought themselves a little bit more time. The game is still going. If that Phoenix fell, that would have been huge. Fire Giant buff would have just worn off now, and we would likely have seen the Eager looking to close the game out. Go for the Fire Giant, get that again. Well played, got spotted in the jungle, took a little bit of damage, but was able to escape safely. Reinforcements arriving as well to help him out. They're not going to be really looking to commit to an engagement here right now. I do expect to start seeing some wards again drop down, but no one really has any.
We will probably see Ward Wars, although at the moment, like you said, Wiggles is the only one with a Sentry Ward online for his team. The rest of the team without wards at the moment. And we're going to have to see them go back to base soon for some extra wards, because the boys of Eager, actually, both sides, very, very reluctant with the ward coverage. I expect to see more in their inventory too, especially because of the gold lead. But it appears that everyone went back and bought just the next stage of their evolution of items more than the wall coverage. Keep an eye on it though, because that means that Gold Fury and Fire Giant are both potential targets for whichever team goes for him, really. I mean, there's only that one ward for Eager now, the Fire Giant.
Indeed. I mean, looking at the wards placed as well, Legion has not really placed down that many. Pain de Vion's up there with 11. Everybody else is pretty much lower with the exception of Zatman. Legion has not really had much vision control this game, and I mean, look at the scores. I mean, that kind of shows in that. How many times have we seen Aurora catch somebody out in the jungle, and when they just didn't know Aurora was waiting behind that corner, drop down the Frost Breath, drop the wall, and a lot of times, granted, nobody was there to actually follow up on it. But it's like, oh, holy crap, it's an Ymir, and I got lucky on that one, but no wards were ever placed afterwards. So I don't know. Could be a little bit of something Legion might want to work on going forward into, maybe the next game, maybe later on in this game itself.
Well, not many wards for Eager available right now, but they do have the Fire Giant control. They know this because they had a sentry there, and no one's been there since. There's a slight ward just to the south of the Fire Giant right now, which will give a little bit of vision to the boys of Legion. But at the moment, it's all about turtling. Wait for the misplay to happen. Hopefully, Eager makes a mistake. Fire Giant has been started by Zatman. Keep an eye on who's on zone control, because Wellplay just wandered over here to see if it's being done. He knows it's being done. He's coming in with Athena. Here's the play. They're going to disengage. Good
They
disengage.
Fire Giant has not yet been reset. The health is still holding at 45%. There's the Fields of Love dropping down. They're going to want to fight over this one. They could look for Pindavian, though. He's getting very low. He needs to stay alive. He's not going to. That's Wrath of the Gods removed from the Legion lineup right now. Does anybody else have it? No, they don't. They need to try and stop this right now. Fire Giant 30%, 27. There's the threshold. Eager to immediately Wrath of the Gods and get to find it down. Daredevil in the back trying to find the skills. The fight is fully committed right now. Daredevil going to use that sprint to win to try and find damage.
Is dead. The wall is going to secure his kill. Daredevil going to find a kill. Over the wall comes a Spirit Ball, as well as a wall from him. Well played, trying to run away. Doesn't have Big Baby available. Going to get a good slow off into a Spirit Ball. He's going to drop 2. Zapman dropping the tier 2 tower. The Fire Giant on all the members of Eager. And it all came down to that Fire Giant fight. The disengaged Poseidon was absolutely monumentally important for them. It's going to get them the win.
That does mean that Team Eager moved themselves in the first place overall for the North American Challenger Cup. It's not a big one. Legion are not out of this, to say the least, going forward. But they fought hard. Week 1, a bit of a misstep. They kind of got knocked out early in the quarterfinals. Bitter from that. Week 2, they came back first place. Week 3, first place. And Week 4, once again, going home with that first place victory for those guys. GG, well played to them. Chat, I am disappointed at the lack of Eager logos coming out. It's sad and pathetic.
Disappointing.
What is this?
Disappointing. But as everyone expected, I mean, looking at how the weeks have gone so far, Week 1, Eager misstepped. Week 2, Eager came back, took the win. Week 3, they took the win. Week 4, they took the win. But this time, Legion looked really, really good in the finals, in all fairness. They looked good in the early rounds as well. A couple of upsets along with the rest of the brackets, though. A couple of things like King's Landing getting beaten by Return, which is a quite surprising one. High Five getting beat by Noble Esports as well, which was another interesting one to me on paper. But that's the end of NA Challenger Week 4. There's only going to be 3 weeks remaining, I believe, of the Challenger scene in North America. Tomorrow, though, come back bright and early as we will be bringing you all the action from Europe.
Indeed. With that said, guys, I think that's pretty much going to wrap up things tonight for the North American Challenger Cup week number 4. Like Henry said, we'll be back here tomorrow. So, yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. With all that said and done, for hi-rez and for my co-caster Hindu Man, have a great night.